Hey guys, so I've been thinking a lot lately about the plots of books and which scenes are really integral to get plots to work and which of them end up not being in the book a lot of the time. So whether you're a writer that likes to write a 500-page outline before writing a 300-page book, or the type of writer that literally doesn't know what they're going to write before they sit down at the keyboard, here are 3 scenes that ought to be in the final draft of your book in order to give it a compelling plot. Number 1, the call to action. Or basically, when you tell the reader what's the point of this whole book. What's the main character going to be trying to do? Is he going to be trying to slay a dragon, get a girl, go on an adventure, save his kingdom from some other threat? I don't know until I get to that scene. Although this seems like a kind of obvious scene to include, there are quite a few books where we're halfway in the book, and I'm wondering, so what's the point of this book? What are the main characters trying to do? What's going to be the resolution? Where are they trying to get to in this whole book? This is often a problem in series where you think, oh, I'm going to have him defeat the big bad guy at the end of the series, so each book is just getting closer to that, right? Well, they are, but in order to have an effective plot, each book needs to somewhat be able to stand alone on its own. So we know, okay, for this book, what's the main character trying to do? So the first thing that you need to have is to make sure you have that call to action scene. The scene where you tell the reader exactly what the goal is, whether it's to find the killer or to go on an epic quest or whatever, and make sure that the reader knows exactly what the book is about in that one scene. Number 2, the scene of despair. Somewhere within the book, there has to be that scene, either traditionally in the middle of the book or sometimes right before the climax, where it seems like the heroes have lost everything. There's no hope for victory, they're doomed. For in order to have a successful plot, it's pretty important to have the scene where you grip the reader and show them what the consequences are if the hero fails his quest. A lot of times in the beginning of the book, it's said what the consequences are going to be, but consequences are always better consequences when they're felt, when the reader sees, oh, it is a very real possibility, if not a certainty, that the heroes will fail. You need to have that scene where the hero knows he's going to fail, and has to do something in order to be reborn, symbolically speaking, in order to go and do whatever he's supposed to do by the end of the book. So whether it's in the middle of the book or whether it's right before the climax, it's really important to have that scene where it looks like everything's about to be lost, so that you can go on to the scene where everything ends up in victory. Number 3, the homecoming scene. Or, in other words, the scene after the climax when everything's won and we get to see what the result is of what the hero has done. Now, this may seem a bit self-evident, but a lot of times in books they get all the way to the ending, and I've seen them get to the thing that they've been pursuing for the whole entire book, and then boom, curtains drop, the book's over. See, the thing is, the reader wants to be able to see what's life going to be like for the hero after this. It has to be different in some way. If the hero isn't changed at all, or doesn't get anything by the adventure, we kind of wonder what the point of it was. So that's why the last scene in your book is so critical and can't be dropped. You need to show the reader exactly what the hero accomplished, in order so that the reader can appreciate everything that's gone by for the rest of the book. Don't skimp out on this scene. While we don't want to go overboard and have like 10 chapters detailing how the hero is now living his happy life, you do want to give a good bit of time to show where the hero is, how he's enjoying his success, in order so that the reader knows that the hero has indeed triumphed and won something that he didn't have at the beginning of the book. So there are 3 scenes that really ought to be in your book in order to give it a successful plot and help the reader to be emotionally attached to the hero. I'm sure there are a lot of other scenes I haven't touched that should be in the book, but these are 3 that seem almost kind of obvious at first, but also ones that we sometimes forget to mention, and which leave the reader in the middle of the book kind of wondering what's going on right at the end of the book, wondering what just happened, what was the point of it all. So hopefully you agreed with me about why those 3 scenes are really important to be in the end of the book. Let us know what you think in the comments, or any other scenes that you think people commonly forget to write, but which are really important in your book. Until then, see you next time.